Now let us talk about the non-oxidative deamination, because in the first slide we have discussed that deamination is of two types. One is oxidative, another one is the non-oxidative. We have talked about non-oxidative. Now we have talked about oxidative, sorry. Now we are going to talk about the non-oxidative. Non-oxidative, as the name suggests, it is just conversion of this amino acid into this again keto acid and production of amino acid. So the basic principle of generating the deamination is the same. So it will generate the ammonia, right? Ammonia in the gaseous form. So this part remains the same in all these cases, but the type of enzyme they are doing this job is only act on the enzymes which are having the OH group to it. For example, serine or homoserines and threonine are all these enzymes which are having the hydroxyl group attached to it. Otherwise this enzyme cannot function, because the enzyme which will act on it is called the dehydratase. So as the name suggests, dehydratase, it will leave this water, it will leave this OH group, and along with that it can produce this ammonia group, right? The enzyme acts on two different steps. First is the dehydration of the reaction, which is the leaving of water, and the second step is the deamination, that means the leaving of ammonia. So the first step, it will generate water, and the second step, it will generate ammonia. Okay, so all the deamination reactions are of two types, remember this. Now about the enzyme, it is highly stereospecific enzyme, so its activity is slightly regulated again, and it requires the PLP or pyridoxal phosphate for its proper functioning, because PLP acts as a coenzyme. Now let's talk about examples. One is the L-serine dehydratase enzyme, because this is the amino acid dehydratase, so we are dealing with serine, so it will be serine dehydratase enzyme. And again we are having the pyridoxal phosphate as a cofactor for this enzyme. Okay. Now the first step, it will liberate the water, and after liberation of water is liberated from both these places. This is the place of water liberation. This hydroxyl group will be liberated, along with this hydrogen group will be also liberated very first place. As water they will be liberated, and the second step, this ammonia group will be produced. Okay, this ammonia group is produced in the second step actually, and it will generate this keto group. So if we are dealing with serine, it will produce pyruvate. So remember, pyruvate is a very important ingredient, because from here we can produce go through gluconeogenesis, and we can also go with TCA cycle. Okay, so if we go through TCA cycle, we will produce energy, we will produce CO2, and via the oxidative phosphorylation we will produce the ATP or energy. So this is a very important point of catabolic step. This is also anabolic step through which we can produce this glucose, and we can store this glucose as glycogen. So you can see how much important pyruvate really is. So the generation of this pyruvate is very important. So these reactions are serving in both the ways. First, it is producing ammonia and releasing ammonia, which is toxic inside the cell, as urea. So this ammonia will be converted into urea via the ornithine cycle, and this urea will be released from the body, right? This urea will be released from the body, and this enzyme is found in the liver, and it will act inside the liver. Okay, so this is a complex mechanism of all the reaction, is how the reaction is actually working, complex in PLP. Now I'm not encouraging you again to memorize these structures, because it's completely undesirable, but the thing you know is that the role of PLP in this case, that PLP is doing its great job, is that this enzyme will be released in this particular step, and the PLP will hold on to this L-serine group actually in this place. Okay, as you can see in this picture, this is the enzyme, this is the group, and PLP is holding this structure. And then what it does is, actually enzyme is there, and it will revert back to its normal conformation, leaving this L-serine into alpha amino group. This amino group is there, and water is released in this first step, and then this alpha amino acid will be converted into amino acid, and then normal deamination reaction, ammonium will be produced. So you can see the two step. One is this is the first step reaction where we liberate H2O. This is the liberation of H2 here, and this is the second reaction. So this is the first one, This is the second one. First reaction, H2A is produced, PLP is modifying, and PLP is doing all the job, and enzyme is released from the PLP first place. So enzyme is dissociated, L-serine or amino acid is attached, and then again enzyme is attached, amino acid is converted to amino group or amino acid, alpha amino acid, and then it will be released, right? So it's an intermediate. Here is the alpha amino acrylate. It's an intermediate. Acrylate intermediate is produced and it will be released. Enzyme will associate with the PLP again. And the second step, this alpha amino acrylate will be produced iminoacrylate, and imino group will be converted into normal acid, which is pyruvate. It will generate the ammonia. Here is the ammonium ion here. Okay. So these are the complex reaction steps. These are the examples via the different dehydratase enzymes, like threonine dehydratase again, so it will produce alpha ketobutyrate and all these reactions like that. Okay. And here is also the non-oxidative deamination, but desulfhydrase. Now, as the name suggests, desulfhydrase. Why it is important? Because dehydratase means the deletion of hydrogen, water group will be released. Desulfhydrase means it will cleave off the bond where the sulfur is present. So as the name suggests, this type of enzyme can act on those enzymes which are carrying the sulfur atom, right? The cysteine or homocysteine or something like that. Okay. So in this reaction, sulfur will go out from the as the form of H2S. As in previous cases, the water H2 is forming water, and water is removed, and here it will form sulfur dioxide, hydrogen sulfide, and sulfide will be released, and the water will enter, the remove the amino nitrogen from the ammonia. Okay, so again the reaction, the cysteine is there, cysteine desulfhydrase is there, again the PLP is acting as a cofactor, water is engaged and ammonia is generated. Ammonia is generated in the first place, and again hydrogen sulfide is removed or released, then it will be converted into another simple acid, which is the pyruvic acid in this case. Okay, it can also go through this two-step reaction, so detail is there, detail is complicated again, so I am not complicating yourself, I am simplifying all these things. The reaction machinery or mechanism remains the same, whatever we are talking about, but the change in the type of enzyme and change in the production here, because instead of water production, produce the H2S. Okay, this is the mechanism of reaction. Enzyme PLP complex is there, it will attach to this group, and enzyme will be released, then H2 is removed. This is the first step of the reaction, this is the second step of the reaction again, and alpha amino acrylate will be generated, acrylate will be converted, it's a normal self orientation, will be into the alpha aminoacrylate to iminoacrylate, then iminoacrylate will be converted into pyruvate just after releasing of ammonium group by addition of water. Okay, so in first step it will generate H2S, second step it will produce this acid, and but in the second step it needs the help of water. Again, in all these cases this remains, I just bypass this step, so this remains the same. In first step it will generate water, second step it will generate ammonia, but in second step it needs the water. First step generation of water, second step needing of water, production of ammonia. That's the side reaction steps. Okay. Now this reaction is found in liver of animals. So normally deamination reaction, most of the deamination reactions occur in liver, but liver, micro, and also liver, and also in case of plants it can be seen, in case of microorganisms also this reaction can be seen. Okay, rest of the reactions I am not going to talk about these reactions because I am not concerning about that, and that's all about the deamination reaction, and I hope it will help you. Thank you.